I'm Anne Coughlin. I'm a professor at the law school. I'm not a senator. And I teach criminal law and criminal procedure. And I'm here with a fairly, I think, pragmatic question and comment, though I have much larger concerns about the way things were managed. One thing that I remarked is the expression of regret by the administration for the level of force. And that's interesting to me because a case could be made that excessive force was used. Whether or not the arrests were justified, the level of force that was used to affect them seems, from what we're hearing, and I realize we don't have a complete record, so I just want to go on the record and say that's something that I and other colleagues are worried about. But I wanted to go back to the NTO point. This is my pragmatic suggestion. I've been talking to a lot of the folks who've received NTOs, and I did want to thank you all for modifying them. I thought that was a good thing to do, but I also joined the request to have them all thrown out. But here's what I would say. You all are not rule-bound actors. I've read the NTO appeal process, and it is completely discretionary. Just as criminal charges and criminal punishment are completely discretionary with prosecutors. We were in court this morning with Jim Hingley to see what he would do. So I understood what Ms. Davis was saying, that there were rules and so on and so forth that had to be followed. But when you're thinking about this, justice concerns are part and parcel of this. So the faculty members who were arrested, my position would be the arrest is punishment enough. There doesn't need to be the piling on by the university issuing NTOs that makes it almost impossible for these colleagues to get their jobs done, to contribute to the lives of their faculty. Whether they should have been arrested or not, I'm leaving that to the side. But the arrests, if you have talked to those folks, were terrifying and extremely harmful, and frequently criminal law enforcement people who I think you're similar to exercise their discretion with that in mind. And I would make the same case for others who were arrested. You all have said that some of them have made bad decisions. Okay, I'm not going to take a position there just now, but they're not dangerous so far as we can tell. And some of them did not make any decisions. They, like the faculty, were walking by, saw their mentees, walked over to offer them the support that you all say you wish you could have offered, but you couldn't. You couldn't come from the command center because that would have exacerbated the danger. So thank goodness staff and graduate students came over and greeted their students and said, we care about you, only to find themselves, to their horror, being arrested with violence. I mean, their level of confusion and distress. Again, I would argue not just confusion and distress, the injuries to their body is punishment enough without now having a PhD student think that he cannot go on grounds to the places he needs to go. And these are beloved people. I'd make the same arguments for the students. Okay, so I really urge you to realize you're not rule-bound here. It's very clear under the appeal policy that you have the discretion to be merciful, to say enough was done. We've made our point.